Rolling. So, welcome back, everyone, to another We're Together Again.
Yes, everyone got very upset.
Right? A lot of comments were like, where's Chris? Where's Jake? And the single stuff. Look, schedules were weird. It just works out. We'll try to get together on a lot of videos, but some videos it just doesn't make sense, guys.
Yeah.
Which is okay. But before we jump into that and the review that we have coming today, call to action, all the plugs that we do, you guys get tired of it. Listen, we pay our bills with real estate, so we're obviously going to plug it. If we don't make money on real estate, we can't continue to do content. If you don't like it, fuck off. Secondly, was that aggressive?
Well, yeah, but I like it.
I know. Well, yeah. Some of you guys are going to laugh, some of you guys are going to get upset, and the good ones will laugh. So we also got Patreon, YouTube, Instagram, all of those. You can like, subscribe, comment. We try to jump in and interact whenever we drop a video because we like it. But two, it's good for just promoting the video, right?
Goodwill, the holiday spirit.
Yeah. Which usually Friday nights after work, I jump on, chit chat with people. I think we're going to start trying to live stream some of that.
Yeah, rock on.
Make it fun.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Any other things I need to bring up?
No, everything's linked down below. So if you guys are ever in doubt, just video description, everyone.
Yep.
Basic shit.
Yep. And without further ado, today we got the Staccato P DPO.
Can I make a caveat?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Caveat away.
Sorry, everyone, but I feel like this might come up because of this video, which is people are going to be like, didn't you guys just do a Staccato review? We did.
Good call, good caveat.
So our channel got demonetized about a month ago because we're just doing horrible, evil things on planet Earth. And we had to kill some videos, including our most popular video, which was all hatred towards us, but most popular regardless. One of the videos we had to kill was the Staccato C2 video. So we might redo it at some point, but for the purposes of now, you do not have that. You have the P.
The P. So we'll jump into this. So full disclosure here, hold that. That's what you're actually here for.
Got it.
You put it up there if you want to.
I'm not gonna.
Just don't drop it.
We'll see how you do.
Okay. So full disclosure before we get into this, our relationship with Staccato, there is none.
Yeah.
Not at all. I hit some personal goals, wanted to jump into the 2011 market, coming from Glock. I think everyone that follows the channel, or if you knew, I'm a Glock whore. It's the only pistols I've owned for...
Since you were a baby.
Yeah, 10 years, probably around 10 years until this guy. So no relationship with them. I bought this with my own hard-earned real estate money because that's what we do is real estate. And I paid, let's see here, retail price, you're going to be looking right around the guns, depending on where you buy it, 22 to 2400, the optic 3 to 400. Yeah. I paid right around that, 26, 2700, whatever the price was.
Yeah,
so
you paid for the gun. Yeah.
So I paid for the gun. And coming from Glock, it's been super easy to fall in love with this for obvious reasons. It's basically like cheating coming from a Glock, especially I've run iron sights forever. I had red dot guns in the past, sold those and just ran irons for a long time. So not only going from a different platform, but also jumping back into the red dot game. It's been a dream to shoot. I got probably... after today, right over 1,000 rounds. Probably at 1,100 right now.
Yeah.
So decent amount of time on the gun so far. I've taken it a bunch of range trips at home, plus the filming we did today. So the gun ships in a little cool carrying case, which, you know, I thought I'd get into that because some people ask in the comments. Cool little zipping carrying case, great for, you know, just running the range. And 3 mags, 2 that are 17 rounders and 1 that's 20, which is nice. And just so everyone doesn't freak out, we are unloaded, hammers dropped, safe. These pistols do have a couple different options as far as like finish on the barrel you can get. Like a DLC coating, all that stuff. Mine's just the chrome barrel. Yeah. And some of the specs on this, 4.4 inch barrel. It is your standard 2011 type system, which if you want to explain that for me.
Yeah, so, you know, what is the firearm is different than what you're used to. Because it's almost like SIG and some of the other companies took a page out of the 2011 book and said like, well, if we just have essentially like, for them it's the trigger group. For 2011s, it's basically the frame, but like the grip module is separate from the frame. So if you get the, and I'm sure we'll talk about the kind of the grip and everything, but I mean, if you said, I don't like this grip, I want to swap it out, no problem. That's not serialized. You literally just unscrew it and you can screw in a new one. Yeah. You know, and the gun, the frame, the serialized part is good to go still. Yeah.
And I'm already looking at replacing the grip module with a
Extreme Shooters.
Extreme Shooters grip module.
They've got some good. They've got some good ones.
I'm thinking of going tan on it, which will kind of be cool.
Super cool.
Offset the color. None of my guns really match anyways, so it's just kind of fitting for me.
Yeah, I like it.
One real cool thing about that I've enjoyed with this is, you know, I think people might have this perception that a 2011 grip is going to be a lot bigger because of the double stack mag. It's similar to like Glock 17.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the diameter, or maybe I should have micrometered that or whatever, but
yeah,
it's not terribly bigger than a like full size Glock.
No, it's not. That, well, yeah, say whatever you want about the grip, because the grip's interesting to me. Getting
into the grip too, because people are going to ask, I threw a rubber band just on the beaver tail safety, right? Beaver tail safety?
Grip safety. Yeah, I mean, it's a beaver tail and there's a grip safety. Right? Yeah, grip safety, beaver tail, yeah, whatever.
Some people will send out their 2011s and get new grip modules and then pin that. I saw actually, and I'll mention these guys a little bit later, Homeland Security SRT guys running these, because that is one of the departments that is approved with this. And a guy just threw a Ranger band on his. So all we got to worry about is manipulating that thumb safety.
Yeah, which, you know, it's never been an issue for me. I'm sure there's isolated moments where maybe I got the thumb safety off, and I would say it's more so gonna happen if you had gloves on or something, where you have some extra material here where you're like, I didn't get that purchase to get that grip safety off. It could happen. It's uncommon, but it could happen.
Yeah, and an argument that I've heard in like gun shops that people will like discount 1911s for is, say you're in a fight and you got to draw your gun and you don't get a perfect purchase on that gun, but you still need to torch off a round.
Yeah.
Which I could see that argument.
Sure.
So following along those lines, I just pinned it with a Ranger band.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
sure.
This gun comes with a 4.4-inch barrel, full barrel, which there's some people debating with us on one of our videos where we talked about bull barrel and some of the other barrel bushing, stuff like that. My understanding is this: as we reach the end of the barrel towards the head or the cone, right, it gets a little bit bigger in diameter. What I found online, and I think this was Staccato's website or a video that they posted, is as it heats up, it's going to expand a little bit to continue to have great accuracy, a little bit better lockup.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
I've heard different things. I've talked to manufacturers about this because I was intrigued when everyone started, like when we were saying different things, and there's different things people say. A lot of it's for weight, for recoil. The theory for precision shooters is, hey, the heavier that barrel is, it's going to take longer to heat up, so you're going to maintain accuracy longer. So there's different things there. There's pros, cons to it. I think a big pro of it is the simple disassembly of the weapon is way easier because you don't have a bushing with wrenches, and trust me, it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass sometimes. So I like bull barrels.
Which this, talking about disassembly, uses the
it's like a toolless guide rod.
Yeah, it's the toolless guide rod from
Dawson.
Dawson.
Okay.
Yep, Dawson. Which is super cool, and especially coming from Glock, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to watch some videos on how to disassemble this. And then I just started looking at it.
As soon as you get it,
and I'm like, this little flap kind of just comes up, whole thing comes apart.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
Yeah. Yep.
It was, I mean, it's very, very simple.
It's simple. The first time it's frustrating because you're like, because I have another 2011 with that same thing. The first time I was like, oh, I was mad because I was just stupid. And then once I got it, I was like, oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, it's a great system.
It's cool. I mean, they want you to replace the springs in it every 5,000 rounds is what they recommend.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a whole new one just to have an extra. They're $85.
Yeah.
So keep that in the toolkit when I go shooting, yada, yada.
Yeah. Now, the interesting thing with that is that Staccato's done something that's completely unique, which is the 4.4-inch barrel.
Yeah.
Because that's nothing. That's in this middle zone of the two popular things, which is a 5-inch or government length 1911, and then a 4 1/4, which is Commander. So 4.4 is this interesting thing that they did. Clearly, they're after the duty law enforcement market, which no criticisms on that, just an observation.
Yeah.
But it's like 4.4 is kind of in this, just in this middle zone.
Yeah.
Just
interesting.
Yeah. Nothing more other than it's just interesting.
Yeah. And something I want to bring up because maybe some people have questions about it. The research I found is SDI Staccato. They've changed their name in the last 1.5 to 2 years. Reason being is Buck Pearson became the head of law enforcement and military business development for Staccato.
Okay.
And he, in a podcast on primary and secondary, mentioned, I wish I would have had these when I was in the military. He's like, why don't more departments have these? So he gets to Staccato and he's like, hey, how many departments are, have these as issued guns or on the approved list, yada, yada, yada. And at the time, 0.
Wow.
They now on their website say plus 324 different law enforcement agencies in the country have these on their approved duty carry guns.
Yeah.
A couple name like reputable ones: Houston Police Department, Las Vegas Metro, and as I mentioned before, Homeland Security SRT dudes. Which if you Google Portland riots, Homeland Security, a ton of those dudes are running around with this on their hip, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's always cool.
So, and he wanted to focus on the duty side of the house. So basically what sold me on this was it is the Glock of the 2011 market.
Yeah, it's fair.
Me being a Glock guy,
yeah.
You had me at Glock,
yeah.
Wanted to break into 2011, so there we go.
Yeah.
A bunch of videos are out there of torture tests on this gun, people beating the absolute hell out of them to show how reliable they are. So some people might say, well, for a duty use gun, I want a Glock because it's ultra reliability, right? We've had this talk, and then a text thread between me, you, and Jeff from RDR Kydex, we get into the reliability argument. And you and Jeff had a very good point. Your gun needs to be as reliable as a good hard day at the range. Which, what's an average range day if we're training?
500?
800?
Max
in
a day, yeah.
Right? So if your gun can, and when I say a hard use day, like we're on the ground, we're going kneeling, prone, rolling on the gun while we're shooting a rifle, like the gun gets dirty, it gets beat up.
Yep.
If it can withstand a day at the range, and your average gunfight is 8 rounds total. So that could be 2 from you, 6 from me, 4 and 4. Those are, some people are going to argue those stats, but just go with me on this. If I need this to save my life and it has to shoot 8 rounds,
yeah,
come on, it lasted a whole day on the range.
Yeah,
the reliability argument is kind of a moot point.
Always is.
And that's a hard thing for me because I've always run Glock, and the saying I always say is, hey, if special operations guys run Glock, it's good for me.
Sure.
Right? Fair enough. Now, having said that, I play dress up in the desert. I'm not getting off a helicopter in the middle of nowhere with dust and brownouts and all that stuff and then going to a mission. I carry this around. I play with it on the range. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's plenty reliable enough for what I need. And some people in the comments are going to say, it's good enough. That FUD comment, right?
Yeah.
Which I concede that, but also it is good enough for what I need.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, look, I can shoot some extremely tight 1911s and shit, and it's like, one, they're all reliable. Will they go to the point of reliable as a Glock? Well, maybe not, but I also don't need it to. Because you know what? I'm going home 200 rounds from now, and I can throw a little lube on it, and like we're good to go. So it's a goofy argument.
Yeah.
Like I get it. Mark 23, insanely reliable. Do I ever need that thing to be that reliable? Hell no. No.
And that, that whole argument, and people are going to get in the comments and talk about it. At the end of the day, this suits the needs that I need it to. It fills all the check boxes that I need it to. And I've been extremely happy with it. Like I said, 1,000 rounds into it, coming from a Glock to this is like driving a Ferrari, right? I mean, it's stupid, easy to shoot.
Yep. Everything
about it's awesome. And I do conceal carry this. Being a bigger guy, I got a Tenacor, Certum is the holster. Yeah. CRTUM3 is how they describe it, Certum. Okay. That's what I use for my Glocks. That's what I use for this. I appendix carry, and I've had no issues with it. Is it a little heavier? Unloaded, it's 33 ounces. So it's a little heavier, but cinch down your belt, I don't know, lose some weight.
Yeah.
Stop being a bitch. I don't know. I've had no issues with it.
That's for you at home.
So,
it's for you at home.
I don't unholster my guns when I get in a vehicle. Some people will carry a gun and it's uncomfortable, so they de-jock when they get in a vehicle.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah. I leave this appendix. I carry it all the time. I wear it at home. I have had no issues carrying this gun. Now again, he's built like a child. I'm built like a man, so there might be some differences there.
Have you seen my chest lately?
What size shirt are you wearing?
Look at that right.
What size shirt are you wearing?
Look at the right pec.
What size shirt?
Right now?
Yeah.
A medium because I cut 11 pounds, everyone. 11 pounds. If I can do it, you can do it. If you guys buy my ab video, I'll teach you how to do it.
The core workout video like Michael Scott?
I'll do it.
Yeah. I think the Marine Corps. Anyways, caveat.
6-minute abs.
I think I fit, the last time I wore a medium, I might have been 4 years old. So no self-respecting man should wear a medium shirt. On that note, your chest is popping today. Just looking.
Look at that thing.
Oh, but it's soft.
I wasn't even flexing. I was soft for it. Well, I don't want to ever look at you ever in my entire life again and say that. Let's just move on. Let's move
on. Other than that, I think we've covered everything I wanted to cover for this review.
Yeah, the only thing, about the only critique that I could give it is I hate the grip module. Like, I don't like it.
Just texture, size?
Texture, it's fat. I do think it's thick compared to some of the other stuff that I'm used to running. Even the extreme shoot, like I've got a couple guns now with like aluminum grip modules and they're fantastic, but they're like $500. So I would not throw a $500 grip module on that. I just think it's too much per the duty gun. But something like extreme shooters, which by the way, this is not an endorsement, like a sponsor, that'd be fantastic though if you guys want to. Yeah. But I do think they got a better product for a couple $100. It would be good. Yeah. It's noticeably got a fairly loose tolerance for a 1911 or 2011. There's a decent amount of play in there, but again, it's not a con, it's an observation. They're making duty, combat-oriented weapons, and they would probably want a little bit more play in there, because on those, I mean, I've got some 1911s where you're like, son of a bitch, that's a tight gun.
Yeah, there's no wiggle at all.
That is going to be less reliable as the conditions worsen for the gun. So it's like, with the little looser tolerance, sure, you're gonna catch a more reliable duty gun.
Which, you know, going up to like a bull barrel might make up the difference for that, right? So you still get a good lockup with the barrel as far, some good accuracy, still looser tolerances. So
yeah, you know. still debatable, but I mean, it's yeah, no, I mean, you can't really find much to critique on these things. I mean, the thing I said in the Staccato C2 video, which is, I stand by, given that video doesn't exist anymore, which is everyone wants to make it out to be the best pistol on the planet. And I come from the position of, it's not, it's an entry point into the best. It's like an entry point into supercars.
Sure, yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, I got a BMW M3, I got a supercar. You're like, it's the best car in the world. You're like, oh, it's a really good car, dude. Yeah. But it's like, it's a starting place for supercars.
I think that's a fair argument.
I think so too.
Especially when, I mean, this is, you know, without getting into like a Rock Island, this is one of the entry-level price point, fairly reasonable prices.
There's not a lot else.
Where we can get into a combat precision that's $9 grand.
Yeah,
right.
You know, and it's like, hey, when people they're expensive guns, what, you know, 2,200, let's say, and you go, that is about the cheapest price tag you're gonna get a decent 2011 for. It just is. So I get it, it's expensive. I don't deny that it's expensive. I'm just saying it is actually the entry point, as crazy as that sounds.
And nothing wrong with that. One thing I wanna mention too before we wrap this up, because I failed to mention, and I apologize guys, is the sight system. So the irons are Dawson front, fiber optic, they're rear, but since it's cut for a dot, you basically pull out that little plate, I threw on the Dawson Precision optics plate, and then mounted my red dot on top of that.
And those irons co-witness inside of that window at all? I think, if I remember right. Because they're pretty, I mean, the rear is pretty damn tall, so it should co-witness.
But it's perfect. I mean, they're in the lower
1/3-ish.
Even lower, dude. Yeah, lower 1/5 of the window.
Okay.
So happy with it. Again, I'm 1,000 rounds into it. You guys will be seeing this on more content whenever I run a sidearm, and yeah, look forward to. I am gonna count the rounds on this, and I figure maybe a year from now I'll total up that round count. We'll do maybe a revisit it. Yeah. See what I like after that much time on it, dislikes, things of that sort.
Sick.
Oh, and last thing, it did come with a magwell that is just fat as shit, dude, for competition use.
Or
I get it.
Duty. I mean, I want to reload quick, you know?
Yep, especially if you're open carrying it. That was the only thing that would print, and I say that loosely because you could never tell. It would just poke out a little bit under my shirt. So took that off. I actually enjoy it without the magwell. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents for whatever it's worth, coming from Glock to 2011.
Welcome.
And I'm super happy with it.
We welcome you.
Even this entry point, you welcome me?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
I'll be the peasant in your 2011 clan.
Sure, but I welcome you regardless.
Cool.
Yeah.
On that note, thanks, guys.
In 10 seconds, answer me this.
Here we go.
Kraft mac and cheese or Hot Pockets?
Oh. Like,
Can I church up either of them or just plain?
Plain.
Ah, damn it.
Hot Pocket.
I think I'm gonna have to go Hot Pocket.
Hot Pocket. I want the pepperoni one.
Yeah.
Or the meatball. The meatball one's pretty fucking good.
It is. And when I say churched up, like I would choose mac and cheese if I could throw some ranch and some extra mozzarella in there. Trust me. And hot sauce. Trust me. Look, I'm fat. Trust me. But Hot Pockets, you cut them down the middle, throw some ranch and hot sauce in that bitch too. Oof.
Did you say ranch and mac and cheese?
This is so disgusting.
Just try it,
I don't
fellas.
have anything to add to this. It's just fucking disgusting.
It's creamy. It's smooth. Listen,
That's what they
fat
say
guy.
about you.
I mean, that's a good creamy and smooth. That's
creamy
That's a
and
good
smooth.
compliment, right? Yeah, Buster agrees. Yeah.
You don't want a woman to say that.
Creamy and smooth.
Versus 6-minute abs?
I want a woman to look me in the eyes and say, "You're creamy and smooth." That's a great compliment.